Well, let's dive into a session which I have personally been waiting for. Have you ever thought about what it really takes to lead in a way that earns trust without losing command? Can a founder or executive be approachable and empathetic while still maintaining authority? Our next session, Leading Authentically Without Compassion Authority, will dive into these questions. So please join me in welcoming our speakers for this panel. Our moderator is Marlene Chaker, the founder and CEO of AAA Appraisal Management Company, along with our panelists, Dr. Gabriel Dikong, the founder and chairman of CMFIT Global Health Consulting, Dr. T. Morris Flower, CEO, author, and Flower Medium Group, and Christina Wilson, Chief Strategy Officer and Entrepreneur at Power Network LLC. Thank you so much.
I'm really excited about this conversation because authentic leadership is something we hear at time, but not always know how to manage it or navigate it. Um, my name is Marlene Chaker. I am the founder and CEO of AAA Appraisal Management Company. We are located here, by the way, so I'm not traveling. Haha. And we started in California. It's been 18 years last February. And we do valuation, real estate, residential, and commercial. Like I said, nationwide. Now, I want to start with let my team here start introducing themselves. Would you go ahead?
Hello, my name is Dr. Gabriel N. Dikong. I am the founder and chairman of the CMFIT Global Health Consulting, part of CMFIT Global Group. We work from health provision, procurement, clinical quality, clinical research into AI and technology, variety of things to advance businesses and advance human civilizations. So that's what we do. We are based into Ohio, Cincinnati, and also expanding across the United States and abroad. I'm very glad to be part of this panel to discuss the subject today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm Dr. T. Maurice Fowler, author and CEO of Fowler Media Group. I'm a global citizen and leadership strategist.
Good afternoon. My name is Christina Wilson. I am a co-founder for Entrepreneur Power Network. We're a business coach company where we have the companies expand to their full potential. Also an author, and so that's what we do in our company.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, panel. Well, we're going to start. A lot of leaders are told to be authentic, but not always know how to manage that or how to do it. Too much authenticity may feel rigid, or in another word, like being inflexible or closed off, like not being like or over controlling. And too much authenticity can be misread as lack of leadership. Today, we're going to try how each one of us balance both. And so we'll start. Would you think authenticity is a personality or a trait? Like, is it something that we grow up knowing it or something that we learn how to navigate through it? Like, what would you?
I think we learn. Yeah, I think we learn it. So to me, authenticity is also consistency. What you do, and that consistency also is based on your values. So the values could be a little different between person to person. So when people go to you, also not only what you are, I don't know if you've heard the terminology, if you are the face of the company,
Mhm.
it's because of what people look in you, right? But what you're teaching them is also consistency and how to use that consistency with their values, right? Because you're adding value to them and they're using what they want to push out to others within their company. I'll let you.
Thank you. That was great. Everyone has an authentic self, right? There is, I mean, and that's natural from, as she just said, from your childhood, you're growing up, you're doing things, you develop a natural sense of who you are, what you are, and then in that we begin defining ourselves according to the environment, according to, like on this panel, we have an authentic self, but that self adjusts to the panel. It adjusts to the audience. It adjusts to your career, to what you're doing, your profession that you choose in life. But one of the things that I realize with that is that, perception is what we're really talking about here. Okay. You are who you are, but who do people see you for who you are? And we're going to expand more on that.
Yeah, that's correct. Perceptions is one of the key of authenticity. But what I do believe is I'll be thinking a little bit out of the box to add into the panel this knowledge and wisdom. I believe that in relativity to perceptions, although that authenticity is a self-generated process, a mechanism, status, I can say, the better way to define it in relativity to perception is that we have to refer to the golden rule. You have to treat other the way you would like to be treated. And that's the truth. The truth work everywhere. It's like water. It's homogeneous, heterogeneous. It flow according to the mediums, the dimension in which it is. So if you treat people authentically the way you like to be treated, most likely you will come out well with people perceptions. Even if the perception may not be the way it should be, you are in the line of the truth. And time will then resolve that issue. And over time, we discover things that you should have not known in the past. So that's what I believe that I'll be developing today to introduce that and linking into love and respect and how it's linked to authenticity and to the golden rule. And I'll pass it to
Thanks. Yeah, lead
Chris.
like no, like I'm enjoying hearing all that, leading in a way that is consistent to your values or like what you believe or like your actions is what makes it feel. Now, I have a question, and I always wonder, can you be authentic and still be disliked? Like, what would you feel? Like, what would a leader make a decision here when we all know like we want to be liked, and especially we want our team to like us, to follow, and then to do what we're building here. But how would you manage in that, or how would you handle this positions and times?
Well, now when you talk about that area of people perceiving you and people liking you or disliking you, see, now you're not dealing with who you are. You're dealing with who they are. And when you're dealing with other people,
Mm-hmm.
you're dealing with their paradigms, okay? Which from childhood people grow up, and when the paradigms get set, if you're dealing with people who have formed cognitive biases, they have formed incorrect thinkings. Because, I mean, honestly, how can someone not like you when they don't know you? How can someone look at you and say, I don't like that person? Now, there is such a phenomena as energy. You feel energy, okay? And your energy doesn't mix with that person. Well, that just tells you that maybe you and that person could not be on a team. But that doesn't tell you you don't like that person, because still you do not know that person. So when you step into leadership, okay, whether it be in a company, a mom and pop, a corporation, or global governance, you're dealing with other individuals, all right, who set a baseline as professionals. And if you're dealing as a professional, right? So your perception will have an open door with it that will people will invite you in for you to show them who you are. Because the next step is once you open the door, now I teach you how to treat me. You see? And we teach people how to treat us. And if we're not getting the right treatment, then we need to ask the question, what am I showing people about me that it's okay to do this, that, or the other?
I like what you just said, which reminded me about three things, right? So, which I said consistency, right, is one, but also competency, own your trait, right? And then the last part is the authority, the accountability. So, accountability creates trust. And what is trust? Leaders follow you. So, that's how you differentiate from people liking you or not. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the title, it's also about having the authority, right? The competent, you're competent, right? And you're consistent. All that equals trust. And when people trust you, they follow you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what it really boils down, not the title. You could be a manager, but you can, excuse my language, suck,
Yeah.
right?
True.
And people won't follow you, right? So that's where you get. So if you get that trust, you have that like.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you still have a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I do believe that's very interesting. But we got to know perceptions is what people think of you. Authenticity is who you think of yourself, who you are. A cat will never be a dog. A cat will always be a cat. Even if the cat tried to be like a dog, one time the truth will come out. It's through nature. What I do believe is that you have to respect people, but before respect, an authentic respect need to be preceded by love. Because if you genuinely respect people in your leadership, you got to love them first. The same thing happened reverse. In order to authentically love people, you have to respect them first. So you go in pair. A manager is not automatically a leader, but a leader is automatically a manager. Because a leader is somebody that people see as an example to follow. So you have to show that example by leading authentically, by loving those that you're leading through respect, by loving those that, by respecting those that you are leading through love, because it's all go in pair. In that regard, regardless of how people perceive you, you're always going to come out at the top. Because if today all of you here tell me that you love me, I can assure you I will die in the next second. Nah, not everybody can love you. If everybody love you, something is wrong.
Mm-hmm. You're not doing
Something
your
is
right
wrong.
job. Yes.
Everybody here telling me that you
Absolutely.
love me, close me, I'll come here and say somebody's lying to me. Somebody's
Absolutely.
lying to me. I said, damn lying to me here. Somebody's
Well
lying to me.
said.
So that is also authentication of your truth, you, audience, on your perceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really important. So I'm gonna leave the
Absolutely. No, well said. Like leading with authenticity, you have to set boundaries and hold accountability. And those things are not always liked, but we're not here, or like it's not here to be liked. We're here to be respected. And this is how, like, you need to just do the right things and
yes.
and follow the rules and
That's what it
walk
is.
what you say and how you do it. Very well said. Thank you. And exactly, like if leaders always like they're not doing the right things, you know. Now, how do you establish the authority without relying or on your title or on your position?
To establish authority.
Now, because now it's, yeah, we have authentic, now authority, and
Right.
it's so weird because the panel prior to us, right, they were talking about authenticity, and it's almost like you're the same. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yes. To establish authority early, um, you keep focus on the purpose. Okay. Um, it's nice to be friends with everyone on a team, but to become friends is not why you got together. Okay. Team building is good, but you build your team according to purpose. All right. So never losing sight of what you're here to do while you're doing what you do is one of the keys of never having to even think about a title. Because every team member, if they're focused on the purpose, then you'll never have that issue of people falling off, getting confused, because they know we're here to make this better. We're here to do X, Y, and Z. And no one ends up in A, B, C, where you over in Z and everyone else over here. And you lead by example. That's a real cliche. But when the rubber meets the road, it all starts at the top. If the team is not right, the leader is the one that's responsible.
Definitely.
And that's why, when you're a CEO and a lot of people think, oh, you get all of this money, you get. Okay. What happened to a certain airline company not too long ago where they were having issues, serious ones? Who had to say go, bye bye? It was the CEO. Okay. Employees still had jobs, but the CEO had to leave because the failure or the inconsistencies. I come from a manufacturing background, so we say the non-conformities. Okay, the man at the top, the woman at the top, the leader at the top, that's the one responsible. So staying focused on purpose, focused on task, you never have to worry about what your title is because everyone is doing what they need to do.
I want to caveat on that because it's so true. It leads. So I'm in the military as well, and they say you lead from the front, right? Leaders are at the front and the followers. But I stole this mantra from the army: purpose, direction, and motivation. You mentioned it. Purpose. What's the purpose? How can you get soldiers or anybody to do anything? You have to tell them why you're doing it, right? And then the direction you want. So in the business world, we say, what's your end state? You bring it to the front and you work your way to that end state, right? And that's with everything: sales, whatever, customer service, right? And then the last part should be easy, but believe it or not, it's the hardest: motivation. How do you motivate your soldiers, your teammates, your business coworkers, or you as the CEO, right? How do you motivate them? You lead from the front, right? So purpose, direction, and motivation. Because the title's going to give you the, oh, look at him, look at her, but it's your alignment that's going to tell you whether you're going to do it or not.
Yes, your title can give you a seat on the table, but it doesn't give you authority.
Yep.
It's like how you lead and like how they respect you.
Yes.
Well, like for example, I gave myself my title. I was the founder. I put myself as a CEO. Nobody put me there. So imagine if I did not,
I
if
love
I
that.
was not
Action it.
right.
Baby, action it.
Yeah, like if I was not like reading and like leading and showing them the way and listening and then stay consistent, of course no one's gonna respect me and stay and work with me. True. When you're saying that, I'm
Yes.
like, huh, yeah, nobody gave me that title. So obviously that shows and proof that. Um, now, have we?
I want to add something to it, to the question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I also wanted to.
You wanna put?
Put
Yeah.
Yeah,
your
I
mic.
also wanted to looms into a philosophical way to explain it.
I like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
a philosophical way to say. Uh, I use some terms. It's called metaphoric terms. The masters is the slave of the slave, and the slave is the master of the master. So metaphorically, if I want to explain it, it's said you wanted to lead, you stay stern, but still leading. It means humility. You understand, okay, I need those people. I can't do this by my own. Everybody need one another. Even if you are the leader, you need them. They need you. to work as a team to
Absolutely.
achieve that purpose. So, in that regard, when you have that understanding in a self-conscious that we need one another, you are getting into their shoes and they are getting into your shoes. In that understanding, you will be able to lead them in a way that they will not feel disrespected. And in that, they will give you in return the respect you deserve without even using that title that you have. I believe that is the way. As a former US Air Force veterans, Iraqi war veterans, I lead teams from school for training, from boot camp into school, up to into the deployment in Iraq. So I know what I'm talking here. We talk about leadership. Things have to be done. The purpose have to be accomplished in a timely way, with discipline and order. But in that regard, at the same time, you have to make them feel that they are part of something,
Mm-hmm.
that their action count.
Absolutely.
As a team, we get it done. We get it achieved.
And when you lead that
And
way,
people have that motivation when you lead that way.
and when you're leading that way, they follow you because they want to, not because they have to.
They have to.
Like the way you're making them
Yes.
feel
Yes.
respected and heard. Like
Yes.
that's
Being heard.
really, absolutely, that's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much. This is like, I'm enjoying that. I hope you guys are too. I wanna like see if anyone have any questions, so you'll have enough time to ask whatever you wanna ask. Please. Thank you.
Are you good with the phone? It's good? Okay.
It's not a question. I'm enjoying the conversation a lot. My name is Monica Robles, and I'm huge on leadership. And one of the reasons, another reason I founded the organization, the nonprofit I'm working with, is because I noticed that a lot of people is not aware about their own leadership, and they think that the title is what that defines them as a human being. And I find that also in the very harsh situation that I went through myself, and I understood that the title doesn't define me. It defined me exactly what you're sharing on this panel today. And my mission is to make people aware of their own leadership, even if they don't even have a business. They don't have to have a business to be leaders. And that awareness, makes a change in their mind and their perception of their own leadership in themselves and their families or business. Thank you.
Yeah, another note on that is that titles, people think like I have the title, so I have the authorship, oh, I'm in charge, right? But it's not just that. It's also like the influence, right? What is influence, purpose, direction, and motivation, right? So that's why we're constantly talking about stuff like that. If you see the dynamics here, we're all talking about purpose, right? Because it starts there. So it's good that you're doing that, and kudos for your nonprofit because it is important to understand the difference. And I think, Doctor, you said it too that a manager is not a leader, but a leader is a manager, right? So people having to do that, and I actually did a paper on that as well for my Sergeant Major Academy because people do not understand those titles. So it's important to understand that. So thank you.
I always also like, even from when first started, it's not like, yay, I grew up knowing what I'm doing or leading, but I always read books trying to see how can I, even running the business, I'm always studying, I'm always taking courses. What can I do or give for my team to support them and to help them? Because seriously, there's like, it's a fountain of knowledge. You cannot say, yes, I'm a leader, I'm done. I believe that we're always have to be looking into or learning from each other, like just by having these conversations, coming to these conferences, and we can learn and a lot from each other and help each other.
Let me just interject something real quick. Something else. The next step I was going to really fast. I'm going to say the next step of this is if you're not comfortable in your own skin and you allow an imposter syndrome to influence anywhere of your person,
Mm,
that's where your title is what you lean on.
Yes.
When you're not comfortable in your own skin, and you're growing into a position that you're not really strong in, that's where title leaning. Come on, listen, I'm the boss. But see, I want to just say this really quick, and we take this next question. 20th century mindset was, you're lucky to have this job. We're in the 21st century now.
Mm-hmm.
Organizations now understand that they're lucky to have the talent, the people, you see? And people don't listen to titles. They will quietly quit and go on and say, see you later. You have to really connect emotionally with people. Otherwise, if you, we were having a discussion at lunch, and the person was saying, you know, I'm your boss, and the person said, you know what, you're being very offending to me, and I'm like, and they got up and just,
Today.
yeah,
Wow.
we had a
See,
conversation
that's
during
a
lunchtime.
wow.
You're being very rude to me, and I don't like what you're saying.
That's a real life
You're
example here.
crossing my boundaries. That never would have happened in 20th century.
Wow.
Okay, but this is the 21st century now. Okay.
And there's a question.
Sure. Thank you for a very interesting discussion. Um, my question is, I mean, everyone is talking about AI, and how does one be authentic in the age of AI? What I mean is, we all wish to be heard, and there are people we know for decades, and then we suddenly see a shift in the way someone articulates in social media, and immediately form judgments around, oh, this person must have used ChatGPT or Gemini to
Hmm.
create this post.
Yeah.
Now, they might have, right, in truth, and I use AI also in many of my posts, uh, but I feel like, the voice and the message I communicate is mine, and I'm sharing my lived experience. But um, I'm interested in hearing your views on, does the use of these tools and technologies
With the AI.
with AI, does that make, do you feel that makes you less authentic?
I'm actually
Uh,
so happy to, sorry, like very, very happy to hear you saying that. I shared the article I wrote.
okay, we're fighting who's gonna answer first because I'll show you this meme. Is this
Meme?
a meme? You know, how, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
social media. It's a person who got hired because they knew Excel, right?
Sure.
And guess what? This person did not know Excel. But what was the panel before us? Storytelling, right? So AI is a tool. It's not the
Mhm.
answer, right? So you have to be authentic by adding your story. It should give you like the foundation, the outline, right? But when you're in front of somebody or if you get the position, you should know, right? Like walk the talk. If
Mm-hmm.
not, like they can tell it's all AI. But I'm gonna pass it to because we're both laughing about it. Like he wrote something about it,
Because
so I'm
we're
gonna have
excited,
him.
like,
I
hey, it's
I
not
I
really me.
Go for it, go for it. He's gonna answer more.
okay.
So
I write about this, and again, coming from 20th century, me starting out in corporate at 23 back in the 1980s and going full force all the way through implementing all of the new things that came along like teams, diversity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, now in the 21st century, leaders come in contact with AI. I was in a tech um, a talk yesterday. Not that I was, but I was one in the audience. Someone said something very good that I want to share. They said AI has come to do what machines do so that humans can get back to doing what humans do. And that resonated so very strong with me. And it just certifies, that the thought leadership today is about going forward. Now, does AI make you more authentic or less authentic? And I'm going to give you the real answer. Technology amplifies what you are.
yes, I
It's
think you
like
nailed
it's
it.
like having money. When a person gets money, they only amplify more of who they are. If they're a good person, they build a bigger table. If they're not, they build a bigger wall. AI amplifies what you are, who you are. And the thing about it, it's impacting everything.
Thank you.
I totally
Yes,
agree.
yeah,
But
pretty much. It's a very good questions. Uh, I can summarize your question by saying AI as it relates to authenticity. The problem of the society, what you just said is very, very important. But I wanted to add something to that with his wisdom. Of course, it is how we intend to use what we have to enhance our potential. Technology and AI are put in place to enhance human ability because we have to be very careful where we are going. If the intent of people is to use AI for a purpose to replace human ability, then we are running into a path of human destruction in the future. The intent should be to use AI and our technology to enhance our capability, like you say, to amplify. But that amplification will not come automatically. The person have to have that intent, the knowledge on how to use it without infringing his authenticity. So that's what it's all about. Using it in the right way to amplify yourself. But that have to be synchronized with your thought, a good thought, adding it into what you already have to amplify it. You have to remember there's something inside of us that is more powerful than AI. Well, if I wanted to go into medicine,
The human touch, we
very
have to keep
very
it.
soon I'll be presenting. I'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
but I love that what you asked.
Yeah,
Like
that's a good question.
actually, not too couple weeks ago, I shared the article I wrote with Dr. Morris because this is how I was feeling. I mean, what's happening? And your question is like really on point because everything is taking. Everyone talk about AI this, AI that, AI blue, AI red. Like everything is AI. I'm like, what's happening here to us? Where are we going? And I do believe in change. Of course, I mean, look how much we evolved along those years. And change is, we cannot ignore it. We actually have to embrace it. But we have to always remember that we are human and we have to keep the human touch.
yep.
When you're working with each other, it's not all the machine. Another thing that, yes, AI is going to replace a lot of our positions, but it doesn't mean that we're going to go away as a human, but maybe we're going to have to evolve or change, like, and be ready to change. And the key is not just be ready to change, we have to be ready or know how to lead the generation on how to change. That's the question. I mean, are we ready for that? We're ready, like with all the technology, but how are we evolving with that as human? But you know what? I guess we'll learn just like how as we go. Right? We weren't like this 100 years ago, right?
Thank you for your insights.
Yeah, we will. I'm sure we'll manage. Thank you all so much. I hope that was beneficial and. You have a great rest of your conference and today. Thank you.
Do you want us to share our how we